Hello, and welcome to Serious About, where we dive deep into, well, whatever I'm fixated on this week. It could be comics, it could be cinema, it could be 1950s horror, hey, alien abductions, or the tragic backstory of a discontinued snack cake. Snack cakes. Well, if it's weird, wonderful, or wildly underappreciated, I'm serious about it.
Good evening, my delightful Serioses. This is Doc Sirius, evil genius, the Emerald Eye of Ekron's contact lens technician, and the Org of Plasm's dance partner in the first and only episode of Dancing with the Planets. We lost the ego in the collective, who I know sabotaged my high heels. And now, the Org won't return my call. Expect treachery when Tanalier has his sights on collecting another first-place trophy. But enough about my heartbreak. Let's talk about Jim Shooter's legacy. That man never needed high heels to stand taller than the rest. On June 30th, 2025, comic writer, editor, and universe builder Jim Shooter passed away from esophageal cancer at the age of 73. The comic industry lost one of its great, if not entirely uncontroversial, giants. Let's take a look at Shooter's towering legacy across DC, Marvel, and the broader comic cosmos. In July 1966, a 14-year-old James Shooter, yes honey, 14, debuted as writer and artist in Action Comics number 339 and Adventure Comics number 346. In Action Comics number 339, with Jim Mooney's art, Brainiac failed spectacularly when he underestimated Supergirl and her smaller frame. While in Adventure Comics number 346, Shooter introduced Princess Projectra, Karate Kid, Pharaoh Lad, Nemesis Kid, and the Alien Coons, and made Karate Kid the powerless underdog, stand toe-to-toe with Superboy. Shooter's Legion of Superheroes work was bursting with brains over brawn plots, underdogs proving their worth, clever twists, and a quiet disdain for arrogance. He gave us the Fatal Five, the Controllers, the Dominators, Shadowlass, Mordru, and more. We saw Universo's hypnotic takeover, with Ron Vidar, Universo's own son, saving the day. Now that's family drama. And the heartbreaking sacrifice of Pharaoh Lad in the battle against the Sun Eater, a masterclass of heroism and tragedy. If you love the Legion, thank Shooter. If you don't, darling, reread it. Shooter then moved to Marvel in the mid-1970s and began writing and later editing with a signature mix of intellect and nerve. On Avengers, he delivered The Bride of Ultron, Graviton, Henry Peter Gyrich, Jocasta, and the epic Korvac saga, where a cosmic god sought nothing more than love in a quiet suburban home. Girl, I relate. On Ghost Rider, he broke up Johnny, Blaze, and Roxanne and sent them hurtling toward more demons and outlaws. As editor-in-chief, Shooter demanded professionalism. Oh yes, girl, the deadlines became as serious as my eyeliner, and made creators think about the consequences of their characters' actions. His tenure saw the death of Jean Grey and the Dark Phoenix saga, The Secret Wars, which turned a toy tie-in into an iconic saga of teamwork, temptation, and that little black number Spider-Man wore before it tried to eat him, and the introduction of Tabitha Boom Boom Smith. Because who doesn't love a chaotic bombshell? And let's not forget Secret Wars 2, where the Beyonder came to Earth to find himself. We've all been there. Shooter also launched the new universe, aiming for realism and grounded stories. Like Starbrand, who followed Kenneth Connell as he tried to do good with unimaginable power, and discovered the world didn't fit neatly into four-colored morality. Though commercially shaky, it paved the way for the Ultimate Universe, and showed Marvel was willing to experiment, even if readers weren't quite ready. Shooter left Marvel, took a deep breath, and showed the big two they weren't the only game in town. He helped create Valiant Comics, where he co-created lead titles Harbinger, Exo Manowar, Eternal Warrior, Shadow Man, and revitalized Solar Men of the Atom and Magnus Robot Fighter. Valiant won Best Publisher over 5% market share in 1993, becoming the first true challenger to Marvel and DC since, well, forever. His success helped spark the rise of Image Comics, proving there was an audience for smart, connected indie universes. After parting ways with Valiant, he tried again with Defiant Comics and Warriors of Plasma. Alas, between lawsuits, a collapsing market, and readers too dazzled by foil covers to appreciate his thoughtful stories, Defiant folded, but once again he'd shown creators what was possible. But why was this king so polarizing? Well, he demanded deadlines and professionalism, heresy in an industry that had thrived on chaos. He believed editors should protect the integrity of the story, even against creators' whims, and he could be blunt, imposing, and at that oh so impressive 6 feet 7 inches, physically intimidating. But he also fought for creative freedom and reader respect. Some saw him as a tyrant, others saw him as a savior, and frankly, he was a little of both, which is why we love him. So, here's to Jim Shooter. Whether you see him as a savior or a tyrant, he taught us that even a god needs a good editor, that the biggest underdog can save the universe, and that deadlines are sexier than pouches. Now subscribe, comment, and tell me, which version of Ultron would you take to the prom? Which Ultron would I take to prom? Darling, you're gonna judge me, and I accept that. I choose Ultron Pell. Yes, I know he's half mad robot and half emotionally shattered scientist, but he's a scientist. I know he's fused with his creator in a moment of cosmic trauma. I know he's storing Hank Pym's soul in a soul stone like it's a vintage Tupperware container. But listen, I can fix him. You see damage, I see potential. You see genocidal AI building cities to wait out humanity's extinction. I see a sensitive boy who just needs structure. And maybe a musical number. And those Jocasta brides, that's not creepy. They're just emotionally inefficient monogamy. We're working on it in couples therapy, with Doombots as our mediators. It's actually very productive. Sure, he tried to erase free will and build a synthetic utopia, but who hasn't overreacted when their feelings got hurt? Besides, the way he twirls me when we dance, no other Ultron could. And if he short circuits mid-prom and melts a few seniors, honestly, that just means there's more room on the dance floor. It's complicated. He's complicated. But I bring out the best in him. He hasn't tried to assimilate me into his consciousness in days. That's growth. Until next time, slay responsibly, my darling Serioses. I'm serious.